Hey, Big Five family and friends. Welcome to Pass the Word. I'm MC2 Ricard, and I'm here today with
MCSA Milford
and
Neely Roldan Castillo with Fleet and Family Support Center, Norfolk.
All right, and we're really happy to be here. Fleet and Family Support Center actually reached out to us. They had seen the podcast online, and they wanted to get a little bit of the action. So here we are at the Fleet and Family Support Center in Norfolk. Could you introduce yourself, ma'am?
Yes, I am a deployment specialist here at Fleet and Family Support Center, but I also wear many other hats. So I do relocation, information and referral, ombudsman and FRG coordinator, and I'm also uniquely your command rep for your vessel as well. So many hats at Fleet and Family. My sailor is still active duty, almost 24 years, just shy. And I do have a son also that's dual mill, so lots of experience with deployments and living this military life. As an ombudsman, I've worked with Fleet and Family for over 20 years. So,
yes, ma'am. Well, that's a lot of hats. A lot of your email signature must be humongous. But
it is.
I just wanted. I thought it was important for us to be here to talk with you and to share a lot of the resources that y'all have available. Y'all were able to help my wife and I out of a bind. We're also dual mill. So before we were receiving BAH, we were paying out of pocket for an apartment, and y'all were able to help us out with the financial assistance and planning.
Okay.
But I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having us. Let's go ahead and jump straight into it and highlight a couple of the programs that y'all have available for the sailors on board Bataan.
Okay.
I wanted to go ahead and ask when should sailors come and see y'all?
Preventative. So being proactive, coming in before that problem happens, doing that preventative piece, coming in and taking our briefs, learning about how to invest your money, learning how to do that spending plan. If you know that you're going to be relocating soon, coming in and taking some of our workshops before something happens. Have a spouse, maybe that's now the children are all in school, wanting to come in and talk about what your next steps in your career are, whether you're wanting to go back to school or doing that resume to get back into the workforce. So we have 90 programs and services in Fleet and Family Support Center. So lots of different programs to be able to help families navigate our military lives.
Right. So I prepared a little bit, but it was overwhelming seeing all of those programs, and I didn't even know where to start. So I thought we would just hit the wave tops on a few of them.
Okay.
For me, I'm going to be transitioning out of the military. Okay. Where should I get started with y'all's transition assistance program?
So coming in, talking to either our Career Development Center here, they can assist you with getting signed up for the TAP classes, those transitional classes, or going to U93 is where our transitional employers are. And they have many different resources in their building to help with that transition out. Whether you're wanting to do Skill Bridge, whether you're wanting to now become that entrepreneur, they can talk to you about all those different programs and services. They as well, you can start taking TAP up to a year before you separate, and you can take it as many times as your command will give you that time off to do it. I recommend doing that. If you're married, have your spouse come with you and do that also. Many ears being able to hear the information that's being given to you through a fire hose is better for you, so that you'll be able to take advantage of some of those programs before you get out and have that plan in place before you make those next changes.
Right. Absolutely. With that, like I had said before, my wife and I used y'all's services with the financial counseling. Y'all helped us set up a budget and track our spending, as well as that short-term interest-free loan.
Okay, so the interest-free loan was through Navy Marine Corps Relief Society.
Okay, that's through the Relief Society.
That's one of
Okay.
our GAP partners.
Okay.
So they do those zero interest loans or those quick assist loans. So that $1,000 quick assist, no questions asked. They'll give you the $1,000. You're allowed 5 of those in your career, and they'll come in and have you do a spending plan, things like that. We do have our financial educators here also that can help you with that spending plan. Usually, if they're finding that it's an immediate need, like what you had, they will do that warm handoff to Navy Marine Corps Relief Society to help with that financial piece.
Okay.
We like to think of that as our rich uncle that's there to kind of help us out when we need it. So
That's funny.
I actually wanted to ask, like, how often do you guys like make your way over to like our ships and stuff to like
as
talk
often
about?
as you will invite us over.
Okay.
I send emails often to my point of contact, which is your command master chief, which uniquely enough is one of my husband's mentors. So it's super exciting.
That's funny.
So we are able to have that communication, just reminding them, hey, the new signals are out. These are some of the classes. Sailors can't come into our building here, the brick and mortar. We can come to you and do those classes and workshops also. So we try to get out pretty often to our commands because you guys are in the yards. It's a little hard to just pop up and say, hey, I'm
Right.
here.
Mhm.
What services do you need? But of course, you guys can always invite us out, and we're happy to come out and provide what Fleet and Family can do to kind of talk about the programs that we offer. We can come out and help with that specialized training that you might be needing, whether it's, I know the last couple weeks, we've had several ships that we've gone out and done mind, body, mental fitness training, which is the 6 course modules, to help with that stress management, that problem solving, that connectedness, to make sure that we're managing that stress in our lives and having those healthy coping mechanisms. So we want to get out there to the commands. Once again, that preventative piece. We want to have those plans in place before things go sideways. We're in the military. We know things are going to go sideways at some point. So let's have that plan in place on how to help ourselves, but also how to help our fellowship mates also.
Yes, ma'am. Well, you just mentioned it, but I wanted to follow up. Do you know what a signal is?
I do not know what a
You do
signal
not.
All right.
is.
So
Well,
could you share with us what
uniquely
the
enough,
signal is?
I do have a signal here also. So this is our publication that comes out quarterly, and it tells what classes we offer throughout Hampton Roads. So whether you live in Chesapeake or whether you live all the way in Yorktown, we have 7 centers throughout those different locations to be able to help you and your families be able to take classes within our brick and mortar buildings. An additional piece to this, if you go to mynavyfamily.com, many of the classes that we offer in brick and mortar are also offered virtually through the CNIC Learning Management System. We do have 80 locations worldwide, so therefore we have facilitators all over the world. So you're able to catch some of those trainings virtually at different hours of the day and night. So maybe your work schedule is at night, so you're sleeping during the day, but you only have a small amount of time that's maybe not a normal time that we would have classes in here. You might be able to catch one that's in Japan or maybe catch one that's in Europe so that you can hit those classes that are meaningful for you.
That's good.
No, that's
Because I'm
fantastic.
also like dual mill.
Uh-huh.
My husband's all the way in like Diego Garcia. So like
Okay.
it's kind of like if I ever wanted to take up like some type of workshop or that like whatever you guys have like available,
Mhm.
I thought it would be like harder since he's like different time periods. Like he's
Right.
like 11 hours ahead of me. So like
Yes.
I don't know.
You
But
can always take advantage of those ones that are on the learning management system. Absolutely. My son, I also have an active duty son that's dual military, so I understand
Mhm.
the struggles that you guys go through with that as well.
Yes, ma'am. So I know you mentioned it, but how can the sailors on board USS Bataan see the programs that y'all offer besides the signal and then take advantage of these programs?
Okay, so the signal I do send out digitally also. So we do have the paper copies that we can deliver to the ship. The embedded integrated prevention coordinators also are there on your ship to be able to take those out. And then we do have your sailors can always come in here. I do send that digital copy to every quarter when it comes out to my point of contact, which is Command Master Chief Weekly. And they can come in, they can call, they can go to the LMS and see what's on the schedule there. So we're constantly sharing what programs and services are available that we're doing workshops on currently.
Awesome. No, thank you.
You're
thank you for
welcome.
that. So we've talked a lot about y'all's core programs and services, the transition assistance,
Mhm.
relocation, financial support, and counseling. But we actually got back from our deployment in March. Could you just touch on what y'all do for deployment support for not only the sailors, but also their families?
Sure, absolutely. So as part of a deployment specialist, I handle all the different aspects, the stages of deployment. So before you guys leave, we come out, do those pre-deployment briefs with you, with the families, with the Ombudsman and FRG, trying to make sure that we're making all those preparations, the planning piece of that before you go on deployment. We do offer, which are kind of underutilized, we do offer mid-deployment briefs for the families, FRG, and Ombudsman that are here at home. We do occasionally have them where we'll just advertise it, that we're going to do a pop-up one here, and family members are welcome to come into our facility and take those classes. So it starts off with the deployment started, what now? So giving them that foundation of things that needed to have been done possibly before Sailor went, so now they can work on those to get them that good footing now that Sailor has left. The next one that we do is navigating your new normal. So that self-care piece, celebrating those victories. Never fails. Murphy's Law is going to hit the minute the sailor leaves out of the house. So how did you navigate through that? Sharing those experiences with other spouses that are here at home. Once we get further into it, then of course we start scheduling those homecoming briefs, scheduling with the Ombudsman, the FRGs, and the families. We do those virtually or in person, where we can reach all those families and talk about what's it going to be like when Sailor comes back. How can we help ease that reintegration piece? We like to say the motto in deployment, homecoming is the event. It's that big day, everybody's come home, but reintegration is the process. It can take up to 6 months for a family to completely reintegrate. So there's going to be challenges. There's going to be things to work through during that time. So we do that deployment homecoming brief with the families, FRGs and Ombudsman, but then uniquely as a deployment specialist, our teams will fly out to the vessels and then translant with you to be able to do all of those reintegration pieces with the sailors, because we want to make sure that you also understand that this reintegration is going to be a process and that it's going to take time. It's going to take that patience. It's going to take work. That communication piece with your family, friends, and children once you come back.
Yes, ma'am.
That's good.
I remember y'all coming out at the end of our deployment and just the excitement in the air, but also all of the great information that y'all were putting out.
Super. Thank you.
It was really enlightening. I wanted to encourage our sailors on board, like you had said previously, the best time to prepare for all of the crises that you could face as a sailor, but also to take advantage of the programs that y'all offer is now. So do you have anything that you want to add? Any more questions, Muffert?
Yes, I actually want to hear about like your counseling services. Like,
Okay.
like for me personally, like I know like I'm in a long distance marriage. I'm over here. I'm new to Virginia. I'm new to the Navy. I'm a junior sailor. Like I wanted to know like what do you guys provide like for people like me?
Okay. So anyone who has a military ID can come in and take advantage of our services. Okay. If you're in crisis, walk in the door. We have a crisis counselor that can talk to that person that needs that immediate attention. If it's something that you're needing to schedule an appointment for, our ladies at the front desk can schedule that appointment with one of our counselors, whether it's a child counselor, whether it's for adults, couples, whatever that looks like. We also have a virtual option. So maybe you just want to sit at home in your pajamas and do that counseling. We do have that option also. So we are very well rounded with that. The unique thing about coming in and taking advantage of our services as opposed to going to medical, nothing goes in your medical record. So this is something that's confidential between you and that counselor. Okay. Now, confidentiality, everything is confidential except for those basic reportables. If you're homicidal, suicidal, spousal abuse, child abuse, things like that, sexual abuse, then of course that would be a reportable thing. So keeping those in mind. But for the most part, everything would be confidential that you're going to talk to those counselors about.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Ma'am, do you have anything you would like to add just overall?
Just overall, like I said, we have 90 programs and services. Pretty much any issue that may come up that you are thinking about maybe for the future, give us a call. Come in, ask us. As information and resource, we get a lot of questions that people maybe not thinking about. Maybe Fleet and Family could help with. If we don't have the resource here, we will help you find that resource. Whether it's civilian or whether it's military, we will help you find that resource that you're needing. We want to treat this at Fleet and Family. I like to think of us as a family. We are all there to help each other, to support each other, to be that support system for everyone, no matter what our military lives are throwing at us.
Yes, ma'am. Well, as a call to action, I just want to say to the sailors on board Bataan to not wait until they need help.
Right.
And to go ahead and seek out all of the resources that they have available. Personally, I think that this is one of the most important episodes that we've filmed for Pass the Word, just based off of all of the support that y'all have to offer.
Thank you.
So thank you again for inviting us out here.
Appreciate you doing this.
Absolutely. But I think that that's it. Thank y'all for tuning in to this episode of Pass the Word. I'm MC2 Ricard.
I'm MCSA Milford.
And Neely Roldan Castillo.
And thank you for tuning in. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, and any others that we may have out there.